Football, no doubt, is one of the most lucrative businesses in the world, hence Project Mbappe. A lot of footballers over the years have secured a lot of fortunes while playing, and many more are securing more fortunes. But what happens when these fortunes are mismanaged? What happens to these football players after their careers? Do they remain rich? These questions bring me to the grace to grass story of David James, the great goalkeeper who went bankrupt. David Benjamin James was born on August 1, 1970 in Welwyn Garden City, Hertfordshire, England, UK. He grew up in the city of Wellington Gardens and attended Sir Frederick Osborne School in Welwyn Garden City. He was raised in Jamaica for a while as a child and is of mixed Jamaican and English ancestry. He started his career at Watford Club's academy and gained recognition as a gifted young goalkeeper. His inconsistency and error-prone performances led to him being nicknamed Calamity James/Disaster James. Regardless, without a doubt, he is one of the greatest English goalkeepers of all time. James made his Hornets debut in the 1990-91 season and won the team's Player of the Season award. He played 89 times for Watford's first team before departing. David James had a great time in Watford. In 2008, James was inducted into the Watford Hall of Fame for his contribution to the club. David James departed Watford for Liverpool after 2 seasons at Vicarage Road. On July 6, 1992, Liverpool paid £1.25 million to purchase David. His career at Liverpool didn't start as he would have wanted, as he was replaced as the first-choice goalkeeper in the 1993-94 season after conceding 20 goals in 11 games. He was reinstated into the lineup a few months later. He played 214 games for Liverpool, winning the FA Cup runner-up medal and the Soccer League Cup. In 1999, David James made his debut for Aston Villa. After only 2 years and 85 appearances, he left Aston Villa and joined West Ham United for £3.5 million on July 11, 2001. West Ham was demoted to the First Division in the 2002-03 season. After the first half of the 2003-04 season in the division, he returned to the Premier League by joining Manchester City, where he replaced retiring legend David Seaman. For West Ham, he took part in 102 games across all leagues. After separating from his wife, James announced that he wanted to leave Manchester City to be closer to his family, as his children live in London. He signed a 2-year contract for £1.2 million with Portsmouth. In his first 5 games for Portsmouth, James had 5 clean sheets. James was named Portsmouth's Player of the Season at the end of the 2006-07 season. In May 2007, James agreed to a 1-year contract extension to keep him at Fratton Park until the end of the 2008-09 season. And in the 2008 FA Cup final, Portsmouth beat Cardiff City 1-0 at Wembley Stadium. James won the second major trophy of his career that season. On July 30, 2010, James signed a 1-year contract with the Championship club Bristol City, with an option for a second year. In September 2012, he signed a 1-year contract with Bournemouth. However, he didn't complete the contract and left the club by mutual consent in March 2013 after making 19 appearances. On April 2, 2013, James signed a joint player-coach agreement with Icelandic club BV until the end of the 2013 season. James was reportedly paid a modest salary and played mainly out of sympathy and to gain coaching experience. At the end of the season, James announced his retirement. James made his England debut with Glenn Hoddle's side on March 29, 1997, when he played in a friendly against Mexico while still a Liverpool player, having previously played for the England under-21 national team at Watford. James was the first black goalkeeper to represent England at international level, as he was part of the squad that represented England and the 2002 World Cup. He was also called up for the Euro 2004 games, where he played all the matches. He was dropped from the English squad in 2005 by McLaren and didn't play until 2008 after McLaren was sacked. He retired from international duty in 2010 after the World Cup in South Africa. He made 53 appearances for England between 1997 and 2010 and was the team's first choice goalkeeper during the Euro 2004 and World Cup 2010. David James is no doubt one of the greatest English goalkeepers of all time. David is fourth in the ranking for most appearances in the Premier League, 572 games. Until December 2015, he held the record for the goalkeeper with the most clean sheets in Premier League history, 169, before Petr Cech broke the top achievement. He also held the Premier League record for consecutive appearances twice, in 159 matches for Liverpool from February 1994 to February 1998, and 166 matches for City from 2006 to 2008 respectively. Both records were later surpassed by Chelsea's Frank Lampard and Tottenham Hotspur's Brad Friedel. At 39 years and 321 days, James became the oldest player to play in the World Cup. Additionally, in 2012, he received the Order of the British Empire for services to football. What a beautiful football career David James had! Now, the question is, how much did he earn? It's hard to fix an exact figure, but it was reported that James earned £25 million during his 20-year career, which included a lucrative modeling contract with Armani. At the height of his success, he was reportedly earning £50,000 a week while playing for Portsmouth. As a result, it came as a shock to everyone in 2014 when David Jones declared himself bankrupt barely a year after his retirement. Everyone had the question, why? How? Lingering in their minds. I'm sure you do too. It is unclear just how James descended into bankruptcy, but it's widely believed to be on the back of debts that were built up following his divorce from his wife Tanya in 2005. However, some people also attributed his bankruptcy to his spending habits. This deduction is based on the 2004 autobiography of his former Liverpool teammate Stan Collymore, who described what it was like to live with James as they lodged together in 1995. He stated that if he had a new car and he pranged it, he would just go and buy a new car. So there were 5 cars parked in the driveway. If he bought a new pair of shoes and scuffed them, he wouldn't clean them. He'd just chuck them in the spare room and buy a new pair. However, according to David, he didn't think he ever lived lavishly, especially when compared to other footballers. It's best to say that the divorce led to his bankruptcy. Who knows, maybe he should have traveled back in time and taken advice from Hakimi. Are you wondering, how did he cushion the effects of bankruptcy? Well, James was forced to auction off a host of his belongings. These included a wide range of football memorabilia, including 150 shirts he either wore himself or those he received in swaps after matches. Where is David James now, and how's he doing? David James began coaching at Luton Town in October 2013. He rose to fame as the manager of the newly created Kerala Blasters the following year. In January 2018, James returned to the Kerala Blasters as head coach, replacing the outgoing Rene Meulenstein. Away from football coaching, James has been seen on our screens in the Great Sport Relief Bake Off, where he pitted his baking skills against other celebrities, including the Prime Minister's wife, Samantha Cameron. He also participated in the 2019 season of the BBC's flagship Saturday night show Strictly Come Dancing. In July 2020, David James assisted Herman Grijssen in a game involving the Icelandic team Hotavogum. James is currently working as a pundit and match analyst for several broadcasters across the globe, including BT Sport, Eurosport, and Stadium Astro. Despite bankruptcy, David James is known to be very generous and for his charitable works. After visiting the African nation of Malawi to raise awareness about AIDS, James set up the David James Foundation to help maize farmers in the country develop more efficient production techniques. The foundation also funds the David James Foundation Scholarship at the University of Westminster, which funds a Malawi student to study for a master's degree in London. Additionally, James is also a global ambassador for the Special Olympics, working closely with Access Sport to provide sports opportunities to deprived areas around the UK. He's also been involved with Bet Regret and Bet Regret FC as part of Gamble Aware, a charity in the UK. It's also claimed that when Portsmouth went into administration, James donated his creditor's agreement to members of staff from the club who were unpaid and at risk of losing their jobs. How is James doing financially? We can say he's doing fine. According to the website Celebrity Net Worth, James currently has a net worth of £12 million. Would he have been worth more if it hadn't been for the divorce? Your guess is as good as mine.